don't even bother.
What was your favorite cartoon growing up?
Rainbow Bright.
Rainbow Bright. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
What else?
Oh.
Maybe not cartoon, now show. Well, okay, so we know I was a My Little Pony.
Oh, I
liked
was big into My Little Pony because at one point in the 80s, in the late 80s, My Little Pony, the cartoon, had a girl named Megan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
wait.
that was like...
Hold on. Even in the movie, like there was a movie. I don't know if you ever saw the My Little Pony movie.
I probably did.
You can find it on YouTube or something. But My Little Pony back then was so cool.
Yeah.
I had all these figurines. Of
Oh,
My
I did
Little
too.
Pony.
I even had the little seahorses for the bathtub.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My Little Pony. Then they made them all modernized, like they've done to everything else.
I know,
and
the
ruined
animation got weird. It's all
They ruined
CGI
it.
now. Yeah.
So they did have the girl named Megan. And Wind Drifter and North Star were all these pony names. Ponies, Care Bears. I think
Care Bears were pretty rad.
we always ask ourselves the generalized question of, are we vintage? And the answer is yes.
I was going to say, probably.
We are vintage.
What is what's
Well,
the actual parameters of vintage?
Anything that's probably older than back in time of another generation, kind of like when we were growing up and you looked at the 70s stuff.
Yeah.
70s clothing. So
Yeah.
what was that? I'm sorry, the era, like hippie era. So it was 70s day at school or 60s day at school, 50s, and you'd wear the poodle skirt. These are
Right.
all vintage things that you think in your head. I never thought that I would live to see the day where Juicy Couture velour sweatsuits became vintage because kids are finding them in thrift stores and
That's heinous.
and wearing them and
Yeah.
just and loving it and saying things like, I saw these, look, I scored these vintage things.
Yeah, that's upsetting a little
Yeah.
bit. Like vintage makes it seem like it's really cool.
It does. As original Mean Girls, Regina George, when the girl's like, it was my mom's in the 70s.
Oh,
and she said, oh,
vintage.
vintage. I love it. That is the ugliest effing skirt I have ever seen. The skirt was cute, but
It was.
same. Like
Okay.
that's the idea of vintage. It's something older that,
Well, then you can call me vintage because I've never been cool not once in my life.
we are just, I think it's just, I would prefer to be vintage than be modern. Remember a couple months ago when I was trying on jeans forever and I sent you a picture
Yeah.
and I said, what the fuck?
What the fuck are these
The
pants?
fuck are these pants? And it was
I
these
say that
tight-
daily.
It is daily. And you just shared an Amazon, has been in your algorithm for all of your.
Well, I don't know how to dress myself, first of all. Because I just want to be jeans and a t-shirt. And every dude in my life is like, well, just wear what you're comfortable in. Well, I don't fucking know what pants to wear anymore. Like, cussing necessary. It upsets me because I fought skinny jeans for years when they came out in the early 2000s. And I like a bootcut jean when I'm wearing boots, but I'm not like a full-time real authentic cowgirl, so I can't wear boots every day in my life. And so I don't know what pants to wear anymore. I feel like you pull off a skinny jean really well. And then I feel like there are times where I put a skinny jean on and I'm like, well, I look like an asshole. And then now the big baggy jeans are in. And I have one mom friend who is super fashionable and she always looks gorgeous and on trend. And so I've talked to her about it many, many times. And I'm like, what pants do I wear now? And she'll show me and then I get them and I put them on and I'm like, I look like an asshole. Or I look a little butch. Or I look like it's just, I don't know, because I still want to wear the same t-shirts and then I wear them with these. I don't know how to dress myself as a 43-year-old woman.
I think it's always just dress for whatever's comfortable, whatever you're most comfortable in. I think we might be.
I think no one wants me to do that.
I think we might be in an era though where probably the majority of people don't give a shit. Have you seen how some of these people dress?
Yeah.
When you're walking out on the street of
Yeah.
a downtown Boise, for example,
Yeah.
or even in a Target. That's my favorite example. Walk through a Target and find out how much nobody gives a shit.
Well, and then there's the fact that all these baggy pants, like I'm wearing straight leg pants today and I like them. They're comfortable to wear. They're nice and high. They're rib cage rise, so they're very high waisted. Which because I'm not
rib cage.
they're
rise.
rib cage. That's what they say, and I am not built for a low rise pant. So thank God I'm not doing that. I'm not going back to that. But the problem is that the baggy pants are also supposed to be short. And having lived through the 90s when you have long legs, I have long legs, we got made fun of if your pants were too short.
Where's the flood?
I have trauma
Where's the
for
flood?
short pants. And so I have a real hard time wearing these friggin' short pants. Even these are like a 32 inseam. And I'm still like, these are so short. And so I still don't know how. And I was in a profession where I wore scrubs every day for 10 years.
Right.
And so I didn't have to. It was great.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea how to dress myself.
The skinny jeans for me, I find are the easiest because whether I'm wearing heels, if I'm dressing them up, if I'm wearing boots, which I wear boots a lot of, I can't find a good boot cut anymore. And actually, it's hard to find anything that's literally called boot cut. Maybe unless you go to maybe a Levi's or something brand wise. But it's hard to find the standard boot cut. Now everything's, wide leg, straight leg, relaxed fit. And I just think, isn't that the same shit? Flare.
Well, yeah,
70s flare
all
is coming
the boot
back.
cuts are now just a flare, and I don't want a flare. I want a boot cut.
I also don't want that 70s flare.
A bell bottom.
Vintage bell bottom
Yeah.
flare.
Yeah.
So it's a very different era, I think. I mean, it took me, 2 months to finally just realize that Express has the jeans that I need because I was going through brand after brand of trying them on. And those really baggy ones, although I felt like I looked so childlike or childishly tiny in those big baggy jeans, they were over $100 for what? These aren't flattering. These are you pull enough and you're gonna get pants. They reminded me of the jeans that like the wannabe thugs wear with their boxers, hanging off their butt. Where I just think, what's happening right now?
Yeah.
Are we vintage? Yes, but I want cool vintage shit. I don't want the weird stuff of our time to come back.
Jeans.
Culottes. Holy smokes. Yeah, but anytime, and even for me, long legs, ordering a long size, the skinnies are still going to come in short. And
But that's okay.
because they're skinnies. I know.
That's
but
like
if
a
I'm
pencil
in,
pant. They can hit above the ankle.
yeah, but still. It's
Well, and
just
I would
weird.
like to I'm going to shout out Wrangler because at least I can order a width and a length.
Oh, and you could probably get the boot cut.
Yeah,
Wrangler's
that's what,
all boot cut.
yeah. And there's actually a great Western resale shop where I get my boot cut jeans for less than $9 million.
Nice.
But men's pants, my husband can go and tell me, I want this, X by X number. I'm not going to give out his measurements, and I can just go and buy him a pair of pants and he just puts them on and wears them around.
Perfect fit, like a Cinderella fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can go and order jeans, even Wranglers. I want, whatever by 34. And for every dude in my life who's like, you're not a 34. Yes, I am. And they may not fit me.
That's the problem. So with women's sizes, as you know, and as everyone listening has experienced, you have either the evens or the odds, right?
And it's
2, 4,
just
6,
arbitrary.
3, 5, 7. And then you've got the inches, the waist, the 27, the 20. Okay. The problem is if I measure my waist and I have a size and I go in and get that size theoretically like a man's pants, it should fit me perfectly, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
So the variances with size to size that then I just think, hey, women's jean companies, what are you doing? Are we on a different country's measuring system? If 27, 28 to this brand is different than 20, and then it's like a 22.
Yeah.
What's happening
What
right
tape
now?
measure are we
I
using?
don't. A really weird one. Has
Yeah.
it been stretched? Was it elastic or was it like shrunken in?
Well, and are we met like these pants, ribcage pants actually sit on my waist, and I have a short ass little torso. And so that's my actual waist. Well, are we measuring my waist? Are we measuring my hips? Are we what are we fucking measuring?
I like the size charts that give you the exact things. Go 3 inches above your belly button and that's your weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll give you those. Sit about, take the widest part of your hip, but still.
Yeah.
it's very confusing and it's very frustrating for those of us trying on jeans.
Yeah.
And especially if you're in between sizes where you're like, I lost some weight, but I'm not quite this thin, but I want these. But it's a shit show. Then you have to wear a belt that weighs 18 pounds.
Yeah.
Because you don't have another one and you need another notch on it, but you have no way of figuring it out.
Yeah.
So, processes. Amazon will come in really handy for that. But it's just, I just want to dress comfortably, but still, I mean, in my job especially, I meet with people, I go to events, I'm always dressed nice for the most part. But let's talk about our shirts today because for those who can't see them,
Yeah.
Megan has a Ramones shirt on.
Yep.
Is that your favorite?
Oh no. This shirt fits weird. It feels like it was made by people who've never
No, your favorite band.
seen a human before. No, Ramones are not my favorite band, but I do love the Ramones.
Okay.
Like if the Ramones come on the radio, we're listening to
You're going to
it.
jam?
Yeah.
Jam sesh?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have the Ninja Turtles on my shirt.
I was a huge fan of the Ninja
Yes,
Turtles.
the Ninja Turtles were cool because it was kind of like a boy cartoon, but also one that I could watch. I had, uncles. They didn't really watch it, but then I had friends my age that they would talk about the Ninja Turtles. And, Michelangelo was a party dude.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
it's just the things you remember.
Yeah. My younger brother is 7 years younger than me. And that was like, we didn't bond over a lot when we were little, because that's a huge age gap.
Totally.
But we bonded over the Turtles.
Turtles were great. My uncle is, I wouldn't say insanely older than me, but I grew up with them. I grew up with my youngest aunt and the youngest uncle. So he's probably 15 years. No. Sorry, that's way too old. How old am I? I carry the two. So he's like 11 or 12 years older than me. But maybe if that. But 10, 11. It doesn't matter. Anyway, he had these G.I. Joe figurines.
Okay.
And not the size of Barbies. Remember how then G.I. Joe started to come out bigger? I'm talking like little 2.5, 3-inch figurines that were probably collectible shit that he had in his shoebox in the closet. And sometimes I got to play with them.
Yeah.
And one of them, I think at one point only had one arm. And I can't guarantee that I'm the one who did it or I have a responsibility for that. But, military G.I. Joe kind of tracks, right? It could happen.
It could
Unfortunately, it has happened to others. So
It's the Purple Heart G.I. Joe.
that's the purple. That's what I remember. I remember being able to kind of have his G.I. Joes, and then I also had my ponies, which was great. I had a bunch of my ponies in the attic of my grandfather's house for years, and then after he passed away, the house was cleaned out. I think the attic was emptied, and that box went missing. And it was unfortunate because that's something that I really thought probably would have been collector shit, almost like a Beanie Baby, not quite a Labubu, because I'm not on... the obsession with this Labubu shit is crazy right now.
Dude, Labubus are just demons.
They're really creepy. They're very creepy.
Yeah.
But the obsession is real. So I thought, gosh, wouldn't it have been way cooler to have a My Little Pony that also came with a brush that you could brush her tail and her mane?
Yeah.
It was great. I loved it. They're gone. And I don't know where, but yeah, there was a...
You know what else I loved? She-Ra.
She-Ra.
Princess of Power. I was very into
Wow.
that because I had brothers who did the He-Man thing. And so
Yeah.
we could have all the figurines. We could play in the same world.
You did. That's right. She-Ra and He-Man. My aunt, who's 6.5 years older than me, had a Barbie house. And it was the coolest house. And it was, massive, but one of the side walls came down. And now that I think about it, it's basically the equivalent of when you go to these fancy bars downtown and their garage, they have one of the roll-up garages. It was kind of like that. Like it came down into an open living space, which I thought was so cool. And she didn't really want me playing too much with it, but I did anyway. Sorry. My grandma also was really talented at sewing. And so she would make Barbie dresses, fancy dresses for my Barbies. And I had so many of them. And I think in a bin somewhere, I still have some of those, like somewhere in a tote, one of the plastic tote bins. I think I have some of those dresses. I want to see. I think I might have kept my pretty Barbies. And then I went through the phase of Barbies where you're a hairdresser because my mom is a hairstylist. So it's, you cut, you experiment with their hair. But it was those dresses that were so cool. And I just miss it. I miss the whole feelings of it. We had Christmas a while back and just even the whole everything about Christmas, I feel like it went so fast this year. It goes fast every year. I mean, I know for you, you're not the hugest fan. It's the vibe for me of the whole season. I feel the season went back to normal pretty quickly after Christmas was over. And the fact that it didn't roll into a proper winter in Idaho is probably affecting that in some way. But everything just seems to, maybe it's just the fact that life is moving faster.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know how to keep up, and it's just confusing. Like, wait, I don't have more time for things. It just goes so fast. I mean, the months pass, the weeks pass. It's, you know, I'll do that next week, and then it's next week, and you're committed to something, and you just think, oh shit, I wanted to assess how I felt when the week
really
came,
mean it.
but it came so fast.
Yeah.
So that's an issue we have. So on a fun thing, when I was thinking about this and looking for a shirt to wear, I was just going through my closet and all my dressers a little bit ago, you know, over the past few weeks, finding things that I needed to donate and kind of purge out of my house. And so I found some things that I thought, oh my God, I don't know why I still have this. It's an armband with an Apple.
For your iPod?
Like a nano iPod.
Excellent.
It's pink. I don't even have the port for this anymore. I used to have a shuffle. This is that metallic pink that the scroll was that fancy, like, I loved it. The white wheel. It was so great. I wouldn't even know if it turns on. I didn't try. I might have a charger for it. So I found that. And then
I know one person who still has a working iPod and like still uses it.
Really?
Yeah.
So whenever I think of a working iPod, I think of that movie with Denzel Washington, The Book of Eli, when all he's trying to do is buy a charge, get a charge for this iPod.
I was just thinking about that like 2 days ago.
Oh my gosh, that's such a great movie. That is a heavy movie, Book of Eli. It's a little slow, phenomenal movie.
I feel like halfway through you're like, why am I still watching this? And then by the end you're like, that was fantastic.
What a twist.
Yeah.
What a turn.
Yep.
Really great. And also what a fear of holy shit, could this be what we're headed to?
Yeah.
Where you have to barter for a charge on an old ass iPhone, probably, you know, generation 1. Okay, then I found something else that I can't even consider vintage anymore, considering I just saw it in Costco. And I don't know if I told you about it when I saw it. I almost lost my shit. A Panasonic Lumix camera.
Gosh. I had a pink one of those.
Yes, I did 2 at a time.
Which is funny because I bought mine really late. I was still using a disposable camera like well into 08, 09.
Nice.
Because, I don't know, there's just something so good about the delayed gratification of getting your photos back. Like, even just an hour later. Like, it's,
Where are you going to take them now, though? Are there still does Walgreens, for example? Hey, if anyone works at Walgreens and you guys still do 1 hour photo, or do you have to send them away or go to now a vintage place that deals with, you know?
I mean, I have a friend who just recently got, and she's significantly younger than us, but she just got into film camera and she's very into that. So I need to ask her.
She have a dark room? Yeah, she's going to have a dark room.
Where are you getting stuff developed?
She might be doing it herself.
Maybe. I don't know. She's
like on the movie,
talented,
like on the movie 7, when he has the whole room to himself.
I mean, I took photography in high school, so I'm very versed in the dark room. Like, we did that.
So I just saw Panasonic Lumix maybe a month ago at Costco. And I thought,
that's so
what?
funny.
And this one, I do have the battery for it, and that's easy to just charge in and see. But I don't have a port in my Mac to put that in for the SD card. How are you going to see this shit?
Well, and that's that. I keep seeing things on Instagram about like, were we really uploading 30 pictures to a Facebook album titled like, I'm on a boat, bitches.
Friday, this weekend, this kind of,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thinking everyone wants to see. Same with vacations, right? People post. People still do that though. Like 200 photos to the Italy file. And I just think I'm just going to make a reel on my Italy trip and save the photos for what I want to. Yeah, just the funnest, the most of the funnest. Okay. I have this paper that I use occasionally when I send notes to people, and it's only people who would get it because this is crazy vintage now. You're talking very, very old school. This is original. My mom bought it when I was maybe 2. So this is 40, maybe less. This is 40-something-year-old paper. This is Strawberry Shortcake.
Original
OG.
Strawberry Shortcake.
OG Strawberry Shortcakes. And she says, sending you some happy thoughts. Look at that little envelope. Look at how, like, the wrapper to this. So this is, when I think of vintage, I think of this shit.
Yeah.
Legitimately vintage. You've got a plastic band around this envelope. And when you move the plastic band, it is white underneath and yellowed over. But you know what? I have a good, decent stack of these. And occasionally, if someone's going to get it, I'll send them a note with it because it's still. Oh, I'm sorry. It was scented also back in the day.
I was just going to ask that. I had a Strawberry Shortcake bookshelf and it was scented. I don't know how they made it. Everything in the 80s was scented.
Dude, Strawberry
I'm sure it was
Shortcake
all
was
just endocrine disruptors. But let's bring back scented.
The frickin' shit.
Bookshelves.
Look at this little nugget. Her bonnet, her strawberry is bigger than half of her body. She's carrying her little watering pitcher with the strawberry on it. Her shoes are, I would wear them. And she had the whole deal. If I ever dress up for Halloween, I want to be OG Strawberry Shortcake because what they have done to her.
Oh, it's
appalling.
Horrifying. Because when my girls were little, I was like, oh, let's watch Strawberry Shortcake. And it took me forever to find original Strawberry Shortcake.
You got to find original.
Because the animation, this computer animation is bullshit.
And she's just too modern and too, I'm like, girl, you need to sit down. Go pick a fucking strawberry again. Do what you were meant to do. Go make a pie.
Yeah.
Okay. This is my other favorite. And I have wanted to get rid of this. And I don't know why I still have it in my house. I think it's hilarious. There was a time in my life, I was in college, but I did graduate. But there was a time in my life where I did everything on Microsoft Office. And now I have a computer that doesn't even have a CD-ROM in it. Okay. But for years and years, up until I got rid of that computer, and that was, my HP was on hospice for about 11 years, I would say. A good solid. So every few months I would dump it. That's my quote for dump all the information, put it all to an external hard drive and just protect it all. I'll go through it later. I'll go through the documents. I'll edit and audit the documents later. But that had a CD-ROM. So now I have all these blank CDs in my house that I was burning, in a bin in my office, in a fabric bin, organizational, that I was burning CDs on from iTunes because you could burn a CD. You still can, but who the F has a CD-ROM in their computers anymore? I think that's so over. I don't even know if that's a thing. So anyway, I've had this, and like I said, up until 2 years ago, this is 2 years that I've had that I don't have that HP anymore. And therefore, 2 years that I haven't needed the Microsoft Office Home and Student 2007 edition that I was literally using until 2024.
Oh, man.
Okay. This was a price club, obviously, an item number and oh shit, it's empty. So this is in my house where I have all these blank CDs. I also have one of those CD books. Remember the CD book that you would have your music in? That I have all of my computer CDs. But now I'm realizing, okay, girl, it's time to get rid of that also because you don't have anything to put these in. Yeah. So I'll get rid of that. But just the fact that I've had this, look, it was Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote, whoever knew what that was, 2007. I'll have you know that I graduated college in 2004. I probably got this because I thought, I'm not spending much more than that. Or someone I probably split this with someone and we had it. But it's officially time that I can retire the case and the contents of Microsoft Office Home and Student Edition 2007. I will say it almost made it 20 years in my house, though.
That's impressive.
Okay. And my last favorite trinket that I don't know how vintage it is, but I would really like to play a poker game with it. After my grandfather passed, and we were going through the section in his house where it was in his hallway where we had Yahtzee and all the board games, right? Monopoly. My sweet grandpa, I don't know how he procured them because they were never touched. He has a deck of cards, of playing cards, of G.W. Bush in drag. Okay? There are all of these.
Random.
Listen, okay. Things like every card is something. Here, just look through half. Look. Every card is something different. The Joker is Bush in a monkey suit.
Oh my gosh.
With like as a monkey, with his face on a monkey. I'm sorry. Something else is him as an ice skater. Oh, all the Jokers are him as a monkey, actually.
Dang, buddy. Look at this one.
These, oh yeah. Oh, I'm saying, oh, there are, he's on People magazines in bandeau style bikinis.
Yeah,
okay?
that's
Did
this
you
one
find
that I'm looking at. No, but I'm looking at this one that's very busty.
Yes. He is like a lady on the Titanic.
Oh.
These are the most phenomenal cards. He's, with a crown
This
as
is
a queen.
disturbing and also hysterical.
I love it so much.
Oh.
Is this the Audrey Hepburn outfit?
I got all the pinups.
Oh, there's so many. No, there's many.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, Victorian is like powdered wig era. Oh my word.
So
and the faces he's making. This one,
the faces are great.
Is him. This is like 20s, 30s era, and he's holding a cat with a either pearl or diamond necklace, and the cat has a human face that is Barbara Bush.
Nice. So you know what I must say? The thing about these
He's
cards.
He's a poodle.
Yeah. So listen. G-Dub, you are something different in this entire deck of cards. Not one card is the same.
Oh, that is risque.
I mean,
oh my gosh.
And
These
it's
are
always the face.
incredible.
It's
the faces are horrifying.
These faces. So if anyone would like to play a poker game and you would like to use the GW cards, I think that we need to do it. It's got to be my next poker game.
We need to post these on the Instagram. These are incredible.
They're phenomenal. They are, oh my gosh, as a geisha.
We'll just
GW is a geisha.
we'll just make them a
great.
reel of all of them because everyone is better than the last.
I know. I
This
love it so
side
much.
boob one is just really upsetting.
They're it's definitely a phenomenal deck of cards. Perfect. It is a phenomenal deck of cards. I know.
What does that say? wdeck.com.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome, world. Thanks,
Is that still a website? Let's look.
I love them so much. I feel like I saw them and nobody claimed them and also nobody knew where they came from. So I don't know if it was just a gift in the house.
Oh, the domain is for sale.
Okay.
Although that's a very sketchy phone number to call, so don't call it.
Oh.
To purchase the domain, call this phone number, which seems very sketchy.
Yeah, I'd probably say hard pass on that.
I'm gonna go ahead and close that tab altogether.
Yeah. Close the tab. But yeah, those were the treasures and trinkets. I know there's a disposable camera somewhere in my house, but it was a theme. So I don't know what event I was at, but they had given us these themed cameras because you know how you could buy those, whether it was a wedding theme or something, and they had them at all the tables. I still think that would be a fun thing. I do like when people do the photo booths now. I think that that's the closest thing that you're going to get to having that instant gratification, right? But it also takes you back because it's so vintage.
Yeah, I used to, in my very first car, I always had a disposable camera in the trunk of the car in case of an accident. Then you could document your accident. And I did have to use it once, but.
That's right.
And then, I mean, my friend Laura and I, she was my best friend in college, and we would have a disposable camera for every single weekend. And we would, and some of those, I have no idea where any of those are. Actually, no, I probably still have some of them, but oh my gosh. All throughout like turning 21, like my whole 21er was on a disposable camera, and just the house parties that we went to, and God forbid you lose that camera for an evening and you get it back the next day. A group of 20-something-year-old boys would find that camera and you get pictures that you never wanted.
But, I think now we'd probably want that. We'd probably want just the ability, if Kodak is still a thriving business and they have these in the archives and want to send them, I would love to distribute them to even my nephews at college and be like, just take photos, give them to your friends. When you go to a themed frat party, take the pictures and let's see. Because
those were more not relevant, not important, but like more important pictures, because nobody was taking pictures of their food because you didn't want to waste a whole
don't want to pay for it.
photo on a sandwich. Like, you were taking whole pictures of people or like, it was just.
And it was one photo.
Yeah.
Which means that was the original selfie. If no one could take the photo, you took it. The difference was you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
You didn't know how you came out. There was
Yeah.
no ability to go through and delete all the photos. So your photos were more scarce, I would say.
Yeah.
So they were more meaningful.
Valued. Yeah, meaningful.
They were more meaningful because you didn't have 16,000 in your camera roll like some people do.
Yeah.
Me, gotta
Oh, me
delete
too.
them.
I
Gotta
don't
work
even
on
know.
it. We're gonna delete them.
How many? Let's see. Where do you find out how many cameras you
You
have?
go to your. You just go to your. I have 16,532 in my phone.
How do you find that?
You just go to your photo album.
I'm too old to know.
Just
how
go to
many
your
pictures-
photo album, and it's
Am I-
where the library, and it just says the library at the top, and
Mine
it
just
should
tells
say
me what date it is.
no. You have to be in the full photo, like all just the normal, nothing split, nothing
This
separated
is
by
high
date.
quality content here. That's where I am.
It should say it underneath. Wait, does it? Look at underneath. Look at underneath, real quick. Underneath library.
This is the date.
It says the date.
Yeah. Mine's just full of this stupid shit Amazon's been trying to target ad me on.
Random.
I don't know. I have a lot.
Yeah, tons of photos, but
Tons,
I
millions
loved
of
the
photos.
days that you had to bring it to 1 hour photo, and and Costco was amazing for that. Costco was the absolute best. And then when they got out of the photo biz a few years
Yeah.
ago, I was so bummed because you could order anything through CostcoPhoto.com for photos on mugs, which I still would want to order. Now they just push you to Shutterfly,
Yeah.
which is great. I love Shutterfly. Shutterfly does photo books, which if you were a scrapbooking person,
I tried to be. I failed at it.
I was for a while. The problem is that was all on digital type cameras
Yeah.
where I recently, like 5 years, threw away all the negatives that I had saved because I couldn't see them anymore.
Yeah.
And I also thought, well, if I have to get these reprinted, okay, so that's from 2006. Okay. But where am I going to get it reprinted? Number one. Two, what am I going to do with it? But unfortunately, a lot of when you did scrapbooking, you cut up all those photos. So
Yeah. Well, and I
you
felt
want the
like
real photo.
in order to scrapbook properly, which I don't do anything properly. Okay, well, I'm going to have a vacation to Paris. So I have to go to fucking Michael's and look at all the Paris scrapbook accoutrements. And then I have to go on my vacation and take these pictures to fit in the scrap. It just did not, I could not make my brain do that. I felt like the scrapbook people knew ahead of time what pictures they were trying to take for the aesthetic of their scrapbook. And I just failed at that miserably.
I think that that's giving them a lot of credit. For someone who did scrapbook a lot, what I would do more is I went to Paris. I'm going to go to Michael's and I'm going to buy Paris stickers
Yeah.
and French baguette type shit
Yeah.
and put them in. And then there was so much writing in a scrapbook that you had to make sure the writing, it was all of these elements to make it good. That then when photo books started coming out, the Shutterfly ones, that was game changer, and it took away. I would rather pay to have all my photos in a sleek hardcover book than ever have a big album again, because they're heavy, they're huge, they don't fit on a standard bookshelf. It's full of, I don't know, isms and things that you learned, inside jokes and stupid shit, depending on when you did it in your life. And it's just not everyone's gonna get it.
Yeah.
Like if you get it, I did a tour after I graduated college, a tour of Europe, and I went with a friend of mine, and we met other people. So that was really fun because we did so many countries. That was fun to scrapbook. That was it, though. Everything else that I started to try to do on just a normal life level, it was too complex because then you don't have all these moments that you have when you're on a 3-week tour
Yeah.
of different countries and you get to see all this cool shit. You don't have that in normal everyday life. So your everyday life isn't as scrapbookable, I would
I was going to say, my life is
say.
not scrapbook. They don't make scrapbook stickers about things that my life. Like for my 22nd or 23rd birthday, we had a white trash bash. And I had a whole album of that. There were lots of pictures. It was hysterical. Everybody got assigned a new name
Perfect.
that was written in masking tape, in Sharpie.
Nice.
It was so much fun. The amount of Aquanet, because you could still buy true Aquanet hairspray, and I teased my hair. Oh my gosh. It was so much fun. And I had these earrings. They were acrylic, and one was a 6 and one was a 9. I had a Harley Davidson belt buckle. I was wearing a Peterbilt t-shirt that I cut all strategically. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun.
Do you remember the Hot Topic letter belts?
No.
They were called something, but it was like that fabric. Okay, so backpack strap, right? But that was the fabric of the belt. This is called something in terms of
Like the
belt
web
lingo.
belt?
It's kind of, yeah, I just feel like a backpack strap would be the
Okay.
most,
Like the adjustable?
This.
Okay.
this kind of shit.
Okay.
And then you had a buckle with the letter of your last name or the letter of your first name, and it would kind of loop through, and then you'd lock it. These were things that Hot Topic sold, and I remember when they were all the rage. And I went to Catholic school, so I was in uniform. But then when you had free dress, and then all my friends would have it. I never understand all of the things that happen when I remember when Adidas were the thing, and the girls started wearing the high white socks, like not the baseball socks, but just high socks.
Oh, I wore baseball socks.
No. But I'm saying,
But
yes.
again, I've never been cool.
No. But I'm saying people wore baseball socks. But no, I remember when the trend started just being the normal ribbed Costco white, like boy socks.
I don't feel like that happened. Maybe I'm blocking it out. I wore baseball socks under my boots, under my cowboy boots.
Oh,
because
yeah. No, I'm saying like
they
in
didn't
like
make cute
Adidas
boot socks then. Oh, I don't.
It was
remember that.
weird. So I never really did that too. You did it a little bit with if you had to. It was just the standard socks.
That makes me
I
think
didn't
about
ride or die for it though.
in the late 80s. I don't remember ever thinking about socks in the 90s. So I'm going to take it back to the late 80s. And did you ever wear 2 socks?
No.
2 pairs of socks at one time because you'd color coordinate them. Oh, yeah. I never had an initial belt buckle, but yeah, I
Sorry,
had
it's
lots
called
of
a
those
webbing
belts.
school canvas initial navy whatever belt. And
Yeah.
the only reason I know that is because it's on Etsy now.
Yeah,
Okay?
I had those belts.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Please continue. I had to find it.
But you'd wear 2 pairs of socks. Like you'd be wearing your outfit, and your outfit would have like pink, hot pink, and lime green. And so you'd have socks, and you'd wear like the hot pink sock over the lime green sock on one foot, and then on the other foot you'd wear the other way around. And then
Wow.
somebody was like, well, it's too much to wear 2 fucking pairs of socks. And so they had these like sock dickies
Wow.
that you could wear. 1989, buddy, that was my jam.
Wow.
Was the
I don't even know about that. I just know early 2000s when I was in college, and it was all you'd wear a tank top under your t-shirt, but
Oh,
the
yeah.
tank top would be longer, and you'd always have to like
Well,
make
that's
it
because
cool
everybody's
contrast.
jeans were a 2.5-inch rise, and your
Yes.
ass would hang out if you didn't wear your tank top.
Yes, that's true.
I never did the lacy tank tops though. I just wore a regular one. But I know there were
Occasionally,
the
I would do
ones were
lacy.
the big
Depends
deal.
on whatever was. I liked college because when you live on campus, you can roll up in sweats to things. But I'm trying to think of where I saw a picture recently of me when I was at USD in really baggy men's sweats. Because then I'm like, I could wear men's sweats. This is great. But nobody gives a shit at college. Baggy men's sweats, a tank top, and a tight shirt over it. Mm-hmm. And it was just, that was standard. It wasn't just me, it was everybody. That was standard operating procedure of what you did when you had a class on campus and, you lived there.
Yeah, it
was
rained
great.
all the time at my college, so everybody just looked homeless, which is funny because there were lots of homeless people there too. But we just looked trashy all the time. You either looked trashy or you were like fucking dressed. Guess what I looked like?
I'm gonna go with not the dress.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah. Well, it's fine. We all have our thing. I will say I love the past few years. I don't know when I started it. I think, God, I mean, as an adult, maybe within the past 10 years, what I got really into was super high socks and crazy socks. So knee-high socks, crazy. I have unicorns. I've got donuts. So I got into all these really fun socks, and I would wear them to go work out. So if I had leggings on, they would go over the leggings. If I had shorts, they would just be on my legs, but then with tennis shoes. So I kind of took what I had seen as a child and not really liked that because I thought, you girls, this doesn't look very feminine. I don't know.
You look like Larry Bird.
because they were literally buying boys socks.
Yeah.
So I just didn't like that. And I thought, I don't know, it needs more flair, more fire and fury and some flair. So it's all of these now that I love. And still today I'll wear them. If I have boots on, I typically, if it's cold, I'll wear the high socks. But sometimes if I'm just in jeans and I want tennies on, I'll have high, not these today, but high, normal, just, I don't know. I've got Pegasus on one. They're just fun. It's fun to now be able to do that kind of stuff. And I don't even consider that vintage. I just take it. I like it. It makes me happy. It makes me kind of laugh that there's weird shit on my socks. I had avocado socks for a while, which was great because since living here, it's rare that I find perfect avocado that I want to eat. So if I could wear them on socks, I will. But yeah, I miss simpler, just everything. I want to rent a movie, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I want to go to a Blockbuster.
I want to go to a Blockbuster. I don't want to rent it on TV. It just doesn't feel the same.
And I don't even want to go to Redbox.
Yeah, Redbox.
That was our last.
That was it. That was the last hurrah.
But for a long time, when Redbox first came out, I didn't have a debit card. I was cash only. And because I was parking cars for tips, so I just cashed everything. I paid my rent in cash. Like I paid everything in cash. And so I didn't even have a debit card for a long time. And so I couldn't do Redbox. I'd have to go to like a roommate and be like, will you go to the Redbox with me? But I did have a Netflix. And that was when they would mail you DVDs.
Did Redbox come out after Netflix started?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Netflix, because Blockbuster actually was doing a Netflix thing where they would mail you DVDs.
Did you have Hollywood Video where you lived?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Blockbuster Hollywood.
And my very first job when I was 14 years old was at Jim Martin Video. It was just a little mom and pop video store. It was so much fun. I had so many movie posters because I could keep them when they would take them down. And oh my gosh. But I just miss, that was the event. Friday night, your best friend's going to sleep over at your house. And you could go and your parents take you to Blockbuster and you could pick out, you know, and your parents would rent a video and you could rent a video and everybody just retreat to their own TV rooms.
You buy candy at Blockbuster also because they had that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was
usually
just,
like the pizza party night with the movies, and that was so great.
And if the boy you had a crush on was a delivery driver at the pizza place, you know, you like, let's order delivery. Oh my gosh, it was the best. It
was so fun.
I miss that tremendously.
Don't have anything.
I would love to take my kids to rent a movie and just perusing I just miss it. And you know what we had here was a store called Hastings.
Okay.
And it was very similar to like Borders books.
Oh.
Because they had like a cafe and they had stationery and you could buy headphones and you could buy all the posters and all kinds of shit. But you could also rent movies from Hastings.
Nice.
And it was like, it was the freaking best. Because Where was
that?
They were everywhere. There was one on Fairview and Cole. There was one over in Southeast Boise, like on Apple, right by.
Oh, so not just one.
Timberline
You're
High
talking
School.
like
it was a franchise.
Okay.
And there was a time where my dad lived down the street. I could walk to the Hastings. It's now a sports authority, I believe. But and so he would leave me money during the day in the summer. And I could walk to the Hastings and I would rent a movie every day. And I would just go home and watch a movie. And then it was fantastic. It was like one of the best summers of my life.
The fact that you remember that, we don't have many like that as adults that we could really look back on with such affection and the nostalgia that just kind of floods us. And I miss that. I miss having those. I mean, Blockbuster, Hollywood Video.
Yeah.
We had a small one also, just one though. But it just that whole process. And then the Be Kind rewinds, like you always were told, you knew. And then I remember even when DVDs came out, DVD to Blu-ray, which I don't think I ever owned a Blu-ray machine.
I didn't
because I thought I'm just going to roll into DVD
there was
and
something,
do what we deal with.
And the name of it is totally has left my brain, but there was something, one of my friends that I grew up with, her parents were both doctors and they had all the money. And so they had and they were like gadget people. And there was some kind of, before DVDs came out, and it was like, I don't know. It just left my brain, but it was like a fancy way of playing movies. And they
Okay.
had this huge TV, this insane TV setup in their house. And that's how we watched Braveheart on that. And it
Oh.
was like damn near in the theater. It was such a big TV. But it was this very fancy pre-DVD modality. I don't know. It was incredible.
Nice. Did you have a automatic rewinder in your house for your VHSs?
We just found my automatic rewinder
Awesome.
under the guest room bed. Like, oh, well, I guess we don't need that. I do still have some VHSs, though.
Oh, heck yes. I have
We
a
do not have
a
a VCR.
I have a VHS CD combo or DVD combo.
Nice.
So I'm not prepared to give that up in the world yet because I kept all of my DVDs and there are some VHSs as well.
Yeah.
So I just think, I don't know, man, the day that I want to watch something and I don't want to pay for it, I'm just
Yeah.
going to hook this up. It's already near the TV in a cupboard. But I have the ability and I
Yeah.
would love to be able to keep the ability because I have so many DVDs that I don't want to give up. I'm just not ready. Then I'm going to forget what was in my movie library. And yeah, you could probably rent anything, but I also don't want to write down the titles of everything. And while I have the space in my home, I'm going to keep it. It's out of sight, out of mind. I don't need that storage.
Yeah.
They're just there. You know, it's like DVDs and there's probably a gun there because I have a gun with candles. It's just it's just scattered. There's no.
Yeah. The girls went and took some of their Christmas money and bought some DVDs.
Oh,
That was fun.
okay.
They bought Mean Girls. They
The
bought
original.
season 2 of I Love Lucy.
Wow.
We bought Lonesome Dove. I bought Lonesome Dove.
Okay.
I was like, you guys aren't going to appreciate this yet, but you know, sometimes you just have to sit down and watch some Lonesome Dove, and it's just not the same on Prime or whatever as it is putting the DVD in.
Putting
What
it.
else did we buy? We bought lots of stuff. It was great.
Do you remember the movie The Crow?
I loved that movie.
I got to find a picture because when I was in second or third grade or something, I would have sleepovers with my girlfriends. They would come to my house. It was really fun. I mean, my mom was a single mom. She worked so hard and she'd let me have like these little themed parties. So I had a Halloween party once and we had a condo that was up the street from my grandpa's house, but you could access it. Basically, the private road that my grandpa lived on at the top of the hill, there was a gate and that gate led into our backyard. It was all purpose, like it was done on purpose. So I had my girlfriends over. I don't remember what movie we were watching for Halloween, but my freaking uncle and his best friend showed up and like scared the living shit out of all of us. And he was dressed as the guy from The Crow.
So that movie came out when we were in junior high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what year?
Let me look.
I might have been 10 or 11 then.
I was obsessed with that movie. I had a door poster of Brandon Lee on the back of my bedroom door, like full, it was like life size. And then there was also like a full length mirror right behind that. And so
Okay.
it looked like there was someone standing behind the door. It scared the shit out of my mom all the time.
Yeah,
it was
I would-
hysterical.
I would imagine. It scared us. He came-
1994.
Yeah, I was 10. I mean, I was 11 in 94, depending on when it came out. I turned 11 at the end of 94. So
Yeah.
that's fifth grade.
Okay.
Right?
I-
Fourth, fifth grade.
I was 12.
Okay. No, you're a year older. Anyways, that was crazy. We have pictures. He's fully in character. My uncle did this shit all the time. And my face, I had girls that were terrified. And I just came across the photo though. And whenever I come across these things, I'll send them to him because it's so funny to see. And now he's a dad and he has 3 basically grown ass adult boys. And it's just so funny how I had that privilege of growing up with him as a teenager, him and my aunt as teenagers, and him and his best friend would just, throw me, they'd wait for me down the hallway and like throw me back and forth and just,
Yep.
beat me up.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just a beautiful thing. And I like when I see those photos because they just make me happy.
Yeah.
But there was The Crow. And I remember my girlfriends were freaking out. And
That's
then,
so
you're
funny.
just like, now that parents aren't going to want their kids to
Yeah.
come over anymore. Now I think it's different for the reasons that parents don't want their kids
Yeah.
hanging out with other kids. And it has a lot to do with what they're hearing from more adults. But that I'm like, they're going to have nightmares all night. No, I'm not going to have any friends over anymore.
Yeah.
But that was just something I
Well,
always
and how
remember.
embarrassing to have a nightmare at a sleepover.
Oh.
That would have been really embarrassing, I feel like.
For girls, do you think it would have been embarrassing for us? I mean, I think for
Probably.
boys, it probably would have been more embarrassing. Not that I think that they would admit it.
Yeah, I don't think I would have ever told anybody.
I would just never wanted to go back.
I just would have been up in their house all night, like just in the dark, laying there.
I feel like there were probably situations where I never wanted to go back to someone's house, right?
Yeah.
I think I did have a friend growing up where it was the parents were a little too out of control with drinking. So I'm
Oh.
like, oh, I don't think I want that
Yeah.
anymore, because you tell your parents then like
Yeah.
how the day was, and you don't really quite understand if you're not around it, you don't understand it.
Yeah.
You know? I never understood it because I wasn't around it. So it was just didn't feel like right to me. But yeah, I do miss those days.
In elementary school, I had a pretty solid, like elementary school and junior high, a solid group of girls that did sleepovers. So we didn't have any weird shenanigans go down. But there were a couple mean girl sleepovers that I went to where you cannot be the first one to fall asleep, but you can also not be the last one awake.
Oh.
Because they'll fuck with you, the hand in the water. It's just, it was gross behavior. Not like gross, like,
No, that's
some of the
like camp.
horror stories you hear. Yeah, camp
It's
shit.
camp
We also
shit.
went, all of these girls and I went to a summer camp where the camp lore involved an axe murderer named Bruce. And the horror stories that we would tell each other around the fire, like my kids could never.
Oh.
I mean, it was really graphic.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. He was called Bruce the Axe Murderer. Like, he was allegedly like the caretaker of this camp at some point, and it was very involved. We all knew the story. To this day, if I meet somebody named Bruce, like, I'm sorry, but we can't be friends.
That's crazy. So my sleepover experience, I will chime in and say I did not have any shenanigans going on. I also went to a small private Catholic school from 1st through 8th grade. Those were my friends forever. And then high school was different. We went to 6th grade camp. I had an Australian camp counselor at 6th grade camp who was so fun. And I still to this day remember some of those sing-along chants that he would do. So it's just every now and then, if I think of the word laundry or something, this guy, or there was amoeba, if I ever, there's certain words. So laundry, he was doing these name chants for all of the other camp counselors. So there was an Andre, and he would be like, Andre likes to do my laundry.
Oh,
so I would
funny.
always think of all these things now to this day, so many years after I was in 6th grade. So if you were that counselor, people remember. If you are those counselors that have fun with those kids and make them remember cool shit or scary stuff like Bruce the Axe Murderer.
Yeah.
That she carried into her adulthood.
And like our counselors would go around the cabins at night with like an axe. Like one of them would hold an axe and the other one would shine a flashlight. So it was like a silhouette of like somebody holding an axe outside, and they'd knock on the window. Like, what? And that's like the least traumatic thing about my childhood.
Holy smokes. Like, these are the camp experiences, though, that I will say kids need, and not like the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants experience, where that was just a little too adultified.
I've never seen that.
What? Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants?
I mean, we could talk about the movies I've never seen. I've never seen Jurassic Park. I've never seen Titanic.
Did you ever read the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants books?
No.
Those were good books. Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, the first movie, is when Blake Lively basically came out in a movie. I think that might have been her first big thing.
Okay.
She's so totally different now for a slew of reasons, but it is amazing, I think, watching Hollywood, the young, I don't even want to say kid because she wasn't a kid, but when teens get into it, child stars are very different. I think they have a very different upbringing into that world, but when they're teens and you even see how they evolve, I think Sisterhood gave her the role to Gossip Girl. And then all these...
I never saw
or maybe
Gossip
it was
Girl
Vice.
either.
You never saw Gossip Girl?
I've never seen Gilmore Girls. Like, there's a whole section of pop culture that I was not
Gilmore
aware of.
Girls, sometimes it's on Netflix still. So sometimes I never watched it religiously, even though I had a single mom my whole life. And that was pretty much my upbringing. But with more order, I feel like it's more of a friendship thing on that show. But I feel like Gilmore Girls is just something that sometimes I'll leave it on for my dogs. It's either that or Bluey, that
Yeah.
I leave if I'm doing something. I'll just leave them a background show that will keep playing. But yeah, I never, I did like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. That was a good movie, but it was cute. It was magical pants. Not really magical. They just magically fit everyone the same.
Yeah.
It was a friend group and it was cute.
Which
It
we
was
know. I
innocent.
mean, I don't have
Where
two
the
pairs of
fuck are
pants
those
that
pants?
fit me.
Yeah, where are those pants? Like, I would like those pants. It upsets me because it's such a good theory. Like,
Yeah.
I would love it if me and you could like swap pants, but we can't
No.
because we don't even have two of our own that fit us the same.
Yeah.
Even though they're the same pant.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I would like the days where I could go rent a movie. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'd like the days where I could go to Rite Aid, or it used to be Thrifty ice cream, and go get like a scoop of chocolate malted crunch or something.
Oh.
Or mint chip. Or Rocky Road. Or coconut pineapple. And I know I can buy those in the half gallons, but if you know me, you know that I barely eat like that much ice cream at all. So it would have to be in a scoop,
Yeah.
but not like a Cold Stone scoop.
I don't like Cold Stone.
You don't like Cold Stone?
Not really.
I haven't been to Cold Stone in a long time.
To be fair, I don't love ice cream. Like, if we're going to ice cream, I'm getting some ice cream. But it's not, of the desserts, that's not my favorite thing. So Cold Stone was like too much. Like, calm down. I don't need that much.
I don't even
Ice cream.
know where I would want ice cream from but I don't eat ice cream.
Yeah.
I can buy a pint of ice cream and it can be in my freezer forever because I'll take a bite of it at a time. I'm that person. But I'm like, maybe I'll just have a little bite today. But I don't really want it because it's such a dairy bomb.
Yeah.
And because I'm not a child anymore and my body can't take that. My body can't take a dairy bomb. I've had to like lay off a lot of shit lately. The cheese, and I love the cheese.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this doing anything for me? Productive,
Yeah.
not destructive. What's it adding? Is it adding value to my life or is it taking away?
Does it spark joy?
I mean, sometimes depends, I guess, on the cheese.
yeah.
But no, Cold Stone was legendary for what it was when it
yeah.
came out.
Yeah.
Because you could mix in whatever you want. Heck yes, I'm down. But I will eat gelato in Italy. But once. I have a
yeah.
one-time rule in Italy. I eat it once because that's a very different level of ice cream or
yeah.
gelato.
Yeah.
And I will have it once and that will be it. It will satisfy that check and then I'm done. And then I'm just back to pastries because I like the pastries in Italy. That's what I want.
Oh, I love pastries.
All the pastries. All of them. Every single one and every single day. That's it.
Yeah. I love pastries.
Did you watch Who's the Boss?
I loved Who's the
Mm-hmm.
Boss. Yep. Who's the Boss was great.
There was a lot of all around that. I think Who's the Boss came out before Full House. It was like a little bit of the OG. It was
really
with
didn't-
Life Goes On.
Yeah. I didn't get too much into the TGIF because I wasn't really allowed to watch that much TV. So I would have to like find a friend to sleep over at her
sleep
house
over.
on Friday night so that I could watch. And she'd be like, well, what do you want to do? And I'd be like, I want to watch TV.
What else was What else was on TGIF? Was it Family Matters?
Family Matters, Step by Step.
Step by Step, and Full House.
Yeah. Which I liked Family Matters a lot more than Full House. I was never really like into Full House as much. I liked Night Court.
Night Court.
I loved Night Court. We all know I love Cheers.
Yeah, you love Cheers. Yeah.
Which is funny because I did not really like Frasier, and Frasier came out of Cheers. But I was not. My parents liked Frasier.
Interesting.
And then, Must See TV on Thursday nights came out in the 90s with Friends and ER and Seinfeld.
Yeah, Seinfeld was the one I liked the most out of that. I never got into. I forgot about ER. That was a Clooney thing.
Yeah. I didn't really we watched it, but I wasn't like, I didn't watch all of it.
Sure.
We all know I love Friends. I like Seinfeld. Seinfeld's great. Until I met Jerry Seinfeld, and that was not a great experience.
I wouldn't think that Jerry Seinfeld's a nice. I'm sorry. He's probably a good guy. I wouldn't expect him to be overly gracious to people.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because he was so famous.
So I had a thing against him for years after that. I was bitter.
Oh, Bitter Beaver?
Yeah, for
Okay.
years. But the more I'm thinking about it now, so what happened was I was working at the hotel and I was a bellhop and I got called to, and he was performing here in Boise, and so I got called to bell him down from his room. Okay. So first, with a celebrity like that, you have to go to the tour manager's room, and then they will take you, you know, you grab their luggage, and then you go to the celebrity's room, and they are giving you the rules on the way there. And I've met lots of celebrities through this job, and most of them some are pretty chill, and some are dicks. And this tour manager, the whole way up, it's like 6 floors on the elevator. And he's like, don't look him in the eye. Don't speak to him unless he speaks to you. If he asks you a question, answer it as fast and succinctly as possible, but do not elaborate. Do not ask him any questions. Do not. And so by the time we get to his room, I'm a wreck because I'm already awkward enough. Like that just 10x'd my social awkwardness. And so he's like, hey, how's it going? And I was just like, it's good. Like I just crashed. It crashed my brain because it was there were so many rules and I didn't want to fuck it up because I'm just desperate for a $20 tip. Like, please just give me $20. Because that's generally with celebrities, they're going to give you a 20 to bell their luggage. And I mean, this is a long time ago, you know, whereas most people are giving you $3 to $5. And so we get down to the limo and they gave me $5. And I was like, I just went through all that personal turmoil for $5 fucking dollars. I was pissed. But then now, the more I think about it, I'm like, that might have just been that tour manager. Maybe the tour manager was an asshole. Because really, Jerry Seinfeld was perfectly polite and courteous to me. But I was spiraling in my head because I didn't want to fuck it up. So now I think it was that tour manager that was actually the dick.
Oh. So, yeah, okay. I still wouldn't think that comedians back then, now they're different. Now it's a different world. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't think that Jerry Seinfeld, as he was so big,
right,
as he was blowing up in that time frame too, and as the world was probably navigating, how do we work with comedians now? I mean, it's a celebrity, but it's not an actor. These are still very much themselves. They make fun of everything.
Yeah.
How do we interact with this? I wouldn't think that maybe on first meetings, first impressions, they would be overly gracious because they themselves, a comedian is not always the most confident. They joke about this shit.
Right.
So they could have had the weird things there, but maybe it was just the tour manager. Maybe we'll just say it was the tour manager. And Jerry Seinfeld, we'd still love to meet you. I loved Seinfeld. I still love Seinfeld. I never got really into Friends. I needed the different humor.
Yeah.
And Kramer.
Yeah.
And George. And it was just, and Elaine and her dancing. And then it's just fun to see as we've all grown up how they've totally, I don't even want to say blossomed because that sounds so fucking lame when you're talking about, but you'd say it about a child, like, wow, look how you've blossomed into, you started on Seinfeld, then you did Veep, and now she's another, like, you watch all these people and you think, gosh, I remember you when you did this and it was so cool.
Yeah.
And just the fact that you still got it and you still love the craft and you're not, which great movie, The Craft, by the way.
Oh, that was such a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Anyway, whoop. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. But I just love that they're able to still kind of, they've got it where you can tell that it's not super forced. And kudos to the majority of them who shut the F up when it comes to their political beliefs because nobody gives a shit about a celebrity's political opinion as we've established. So, yeah, all those times, what good days. Did you get into Grey's Anatomy?
Nope.
I did for a minute.
Never seen one episode.
Wow, I did for a minute. Same with Lost. I was in Lost for a while, and then it was just the same shit.
Yeah.
So I got out of Lost, and I'm very happy I did because when people told me how it actually ended, I was like, okay.
Yeah, I had
makes
a
sense.
roommate during the Lost era who was a bartender, and so when he would wake up in the day, he would just sit around and watch TV till it was time to go to work. And he was very into Lost, and I would come home and I'd sit on the couch with him, and I'd be like, "What? What is this? Who is this? What is that? What is going on?" Yeah. And he would try to explain it to me, and I was like, "I'm out. I cannot do this.
Yeah,
can't get there.
Gotta be out." One thing I am happy about growing up is that we did get Game of Thrones. So as vintage as I want to be, and as much as I want to go in to rent a movie and do all the cool shit, I'm still grateful for Game of Thrones. But I'm trying to think if I had one favorite thing. Oh, I think one thing I'll always remember from going to the movies growing up was using a red vine as a straw for my soda.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how you knew
Yep.
you were cool.
So when we went and saw Twister in the theater, me and a bunch of girlfriends, my friend Gretchen, during one of the only quiet parts of that movie, dropped an entire movie-sized box of hot tamales all over the floor, and they ran down the floor like a rain stick, just tinkle, tinkle, tinkle,
geez.
tinkle, all the way down the floor. She was horrified.
Oh, geez.
And that is a vivid memory.
Nice. So I would love to hear other people's things that you missed the most from growing up, whether it was your early childhood or your adolescence, high school
What
years.
movie would you rent at Blockbuster right now today?
Yeah. Yeah. And what would you order on your pizza from Domino's or Pizza Hut? Because that's where
we
it
had
was.
Round Table. Round
Oh.
Table was the best. There was one Round Table pizza here for a hot minute.
What would be your movie and your candy choice and your toppings on your pizza?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. Because that'd be...
Your 90s Friday night.
Yeah. And is it a VHS or were you more from an affluent family and you had a DVD player before anyone else? We want to know these things.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's it. Think on it and let us know. Write us or add us on any of the things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess have a good day to everyone except if you still have a fuck. Yeah. Okay. Well, have a good day. To everyone except if in 2026 you still have a live, laugh, love sign in your house.
Oh, yeah. That's not the kind of vintage we want.
We don't want that vintage. That's farmhouse and live, laugh, love. Out of it. Bye.
Bye.